Chapter 24, Part 1. As if thinking of something, Jean Mao suddenly asked, Ngu, what is your level of mental power? Ngu, S-class. Hearing the other party's words, the little fat man Jean Mao slapped his thigh with a look of disbelief. Damn, you're actually in S-class? Did you know that there are less than 200 people in the entire empire whose spiritual power level is above S rank? You are too secretive, aren't you? Ngu lowered his head slightly and whispered, I'm different from them. I'm a mutant. Although both belong to the S rank, the mental power after the mutation is far less stable than the natural one, and he has no star coins to buy the expensive gene fluid, so he may become diseased in the future. Jean Mao simply hated that iron could not become steel. What's the matter with the mutation? That's the one-of-a-kind S rank. Damn, I want to mutate too. My mental power level is only B. For a time, the entire hovering car was filled with the unwilling roar of the little fat man. Bai Jing pulled the topic back at the right time. Why did you ask in GE's mental power level just now? Jean Mao returned to his senses. Oh, because I heard a rumor. It is said that people with a higher level of spiritual power have a stronger affinity for jade. And these people sometimes have an intuition, just like Ange, especially for high-quality jade. Of course, this is just a conjecture and has not been confirmed so far. Seeing that the two were fascinated, Jean Mao said mysteriously, Anyway, I think this rumor is true, because within the Empire, almost all high-level stone gamblers have S rank or above, and Master Gu Lu Bai, who is an 8th-level stone gambler, has reached the rare 3S rank. What does this mean? It shows that there must be a relationship between the level of spiritual power and jade. What do you think? Bai Jing pondered, there is such a possibility. He had thought about it before. Why is there a requirement that the spiritual power level of the apprentice of Gambling Stone should reach the B level or above? He originally thought that this was just a means to limit the number of people, but now it seems that this condition may have other meanings. By the way, Brother Jing, you just said that you also have this kind of intuition. So what is your mental power level? Jean Mao asked curiously. Bai Jing, I'm Class A. The little fat man was stunned for a moment, then blurted out, it seems that this rumor is not very credible. Cough, cough, Brother Jing, that's not what I meant. Bai Jing, I know. However, as Jean Mao said, his mental power level did not reach the S level. So what is that extraordinarily vivid feeling when you see that piece of scrap? His ability is to perceive the active objects within 20 meters around him and does not include this kind of intuition. Perhaps he needs to have a detailed understanding of spiritual power. The hover car galloped in the air and soon arrived at the main city where Empire Rose Restaurant is located. Bai Jing declined Fatty's kind offer to send him and asked him to send Ngu off and returned home alone. After dinner, Bai Jing entered the Star Network. Slender and fair fingers quickly slid on the light screen and quickly browsed the information related to spiritual power. Interstellar history. After the successful immigration of ancient Earth humans, after difficult research and exploration, they finally found the energy source of Emerald. But before they could rejoice, they discovered a fatal flaw. Emerald, as the only energy source on the planet, cannot be directly used in machines, and the energy in it must be extracted to meet the demand. When everyone fell into despair, the upper echelons of the empire discovered the existence of spiritual power. Mental power is an ability produced by genetic mutation caused by cosmic radiation. Under the circumstance that the energy of the planet can only be provided by jadeite, this ability brings hope to all human beings. People with a higher level of mental power can use mental power to extract the energy in the jade and convert it into energy that can be directly used by machines, mechas, hover vehicles, etc. And these people who can extract energy from emeralds have the same status as stone gamblers and are respected as energy masters. After reading interstellar history carefully, Bai Jing understood the origin and function of spiritual power. However, he read a lot of information, but still could not find the specific connection between spiritual power and jade and the explanation for the so-called intuition. Bai Jing did not entangle more on this issue, but was very interested in the energy division mentioned in the above information. The role of the stone gambler is to fully develop the jade in the original stone and the energy engineer is to convert the jade into energy that can be directly used by all walks of life. The two complement each other and are indispensable. The energy liquid is the substance extracted by the energy master from the jade, and it is divided into 6 grades according to the purity of the extracted. The better the seed water of jadeite, the higher the transparency, the brighter the color, the higher the purity of the extracted energy liquid, and the higher the corresponding grade. Most of the first-class energy liquid is extracted from the poor-quality dry green seed and the jadeite of the green seed on a white background, and is used in robots, various machinery and household appliances, etc. The energy liquid above the 5th level is extracted from high-grade jade, such as ice and glass. It is used in high-level mechas, spaceships, and other places with huge consumption, and the price is high. Similarly, the higher the spiritual power level of the energy master, the higher the purity of the energy liquid extracted. Although he has a general understanding of the theoretical knowledge, Bai Jing still wants to see the energy liquid in person. Alpha-01, come here, please. Bai Jing summoned the white housework robot. Alpha-01 serves you. What are the requirements of the host? The white housework robot is about half a meter tall, round, and its eyes are narrowed into 2 horizontal lines, which is very cute. Bai Jing, can you show me your energy box? Alpha-01's eyes flashed a few times. Follow the master's instructions. Soon, 2 square windows opened on its chest, revealing a rectangular space about 10 centimeters long and 5 centimeters high, which contained a white chip and a silver box. This is the core of the housework robot, and Bai Jing guessed that the silver box contained energy liquid. It's a pity that the box is still inside the robot, so it's not very real. Bai Jing's beautiful eyes stared at the silver box. I want to take a closer look at your energy box. Alpha-01's eyes flickered even more, and after a while, he slowly pushed the silver box out. Just when Bai Jing was about to pick it up, he heard a pitiful electronic voice. Master, are you sure you want to take away the energy box of Alpha-01? Without the energy box, Alpha-01 is a waste machine, woohoo. Bai Jing, I'm really sorry. I'll put it back immediately after I read it. The slender fingers quickly picked up the energy box. This is a silver metal box about the size of a Rubik's Cube, with the following in small letters. Level 1 energy liquid, purity, 11.65%. He pressed the touch button on the box, and the upper lid opened automatically, revealing the gray-green energy liquid inside, with low transparency and many tiny impurities. The moment he saw this energy liquid, Bai Jing thought of dried green jade, which should be extracted from this grade of jade. There's about 2/3 of the liquid left. According to the information just checked, Bai Jing knew that this small box of energy liquid was enough for the housework robot to use for 10 years. For some reason, when he saw the energy liquid, he had a long-lost urge in his heart. He wanted to feel the touch of the liquid with his fingers. Before I could think about it, I immediately put my index finger into the silver box. Unexpectedly, the moment it touched the liquid, 2/3 of the energy liquid left just disappeared in the blink of an eye, leaving only a circle of black impurities around the box. Bai Jing immediately withdrew his fingers and found that the originally white fingertips were also dyed black. He rinsed it with water, and the impurities were immediately washed away by the flow of water, as if they had never existed. What's the situation? Bai Jing frowned slightly, picked up the silver box and looked at it over and over for a long time. Except for a layer of black impurities, it was empty. What about the energy fluid in here? Wouldn't it be absorbed by his body? Bai Jing sighed, cleaned the silver box, and put it aside. Alpha-01 stood motionless. The light in his eyes went out, and it really became a waste machine without energy. Bai Jing felt a little guilty and hurriedly turned on his brain, planning to buy another energy box. The first-level energy box is priced at 2,000 star coins, which is very cost-effective for the service life of the housework robot. However, thinking of the gray-black first-level energy liquid with countless impurities, Bai Jing suddenly felt a little uncomfortable. Let's buy a secondary energy box, Bai Jing thought to himself. However, when he saw the secondary energy liquid contained in the energy box, he slightly looked away. The dark green color looks uncomfortable, and it doesn't seem to be much better than the first-level energy fluid. Well, It's better to buy a third-level energy box. The third-level energy liquid is much better than the first two levels in terms of transparency and color, showing a translucent turquoise color. If it corresponds to jade, it should be at least bean seeds, with less impurities. Bai Jing saw the marked price, 50,000 star coins. He stared blankly for a few seconds and turned off the light brain. Forget it, it's expensive. Why don't you try it yourself? Bai Jing took out the egg-sized piece of dried green jade that he broke down on Gambling Stone Street. Because the water was poor and the size was small, no one bid at that time. But it was a pity to throw it away, so let's try it out. The most important thing is that he wants to know what the role of spiritual power is and what is the connection between it and jade. Maybe from the process of extracting energy fluid, he can know a little answer. Fortunately, primary energy masters do not have high requirements for spiritual power. As long as the spiritual power reaches B level or above and can control the spiritual power, there is a certain probability of becoming an energy master. However, just like the distribution of the pyramids, the senior energy masters at the top of the pyramids are also few in number and their status is respected. There are no more than 50 people in the entire empire. Bai Jing followed the steps to extract the energy liquid found on the star website and focused all his attention on the egg-sized piece of dried green jade. After about 10 minutes, the dry green jadeite seemed to have turned into a perspective 3D model, and Bai Jing could see the obvious particle distribution and fine impurities inside. Mental power protruded from his body like a white thread and fell into the dry green jade. After combing and refining it little by little, the liquid was drawn out of the stone and slowly fell into the silver box next to it. Middle. It's just that mental power cannot separate impurities. Even a senior energy engineer can only decompose impurities into smaller particles, but cannot separate them. Bai Jing felt annoyed when he saw that the tiny black particles, like gangrene attached to the bone, flowed into the box together with the gray-green liquid. Perhaps it was a conditioned reflex. His perception entered the jade at the same time, sensed those dead impurities, and tried to separate them out. Bai Jing found that his perception was much sharper than before. Before, he could only sense the activity of jade, but now he can even clearly perceive the thickness of the particles and the distribution of impurities in the jade. However, there is no way for sentience to purify the liquid either. Seeing that the black impurities are about to enter the box, Bai Jing's discomfort reached the extreme, and he even had the urge to seal these energy liquids back into the original stone. At this moment, perception and mental power collided and gradually merged. The thin white line formed by mental power was slowly dyed with gold and divided into two. One of them continued to introduce the energy liquid in the jade into the silver box, and the other gradually peeled off the impurities inside and gradually condensed into a ball. Bai Jing's eyebrows gradually stretched. Although the energy liquid extracted this time was dark in color, the color was uniform and clean, which was many times better than before. The most important thing is that the liquid extracted this time does not contain those dense black impurities that make him unbearable. Soon, the silver box was filled with energy liquid, and Bai Jing closed his hands in time. Perception and mental power were separated in the air and submerged in Bai Jing's body. The egg-sized piece of dried green jadeite has now turned into a white stone, and there is a black lump the size of a peanut on it, which is the separated impurities. Bai Jing closed the lid of the silver box and put it back into the chest of Alpha 01. Almost instantly, the eyes of the housework robot lit up. Alpha 01 thanks the owner for replacing the energy box for me. The white housework robot's eyes narrowed into two straight lines and happily circled around Bai Jing to express their love. Although I don't know what happened, it feels that its body is lighter and its movements are more flexible. Woohoo, the owner is really kind.